Hey Gunnar, Jamal in Montgomery. Coach Summerall talks a little bit about kind of how you guys are looking to maybe come out of the bye week this year a little differently than you did last year. I'm not sure if you watched the Lafayette game from last year to kind of identify some things, but if you have, what's maybe something that you're trying to focus on differently offensively this year?
Yeah, I mean, like last year, coming out of the bye week, I think it was 17-0 at halftime, and I think we started off slow, and we kind of did a few things yesterday to get back in the groove of things. We threw a little bit yesterday, and we organized that as receivers and quarterback group. So I think we're going to do that, and then get back at practice today and just work on the basics and get back into a groove.
Hey Gunnar, this is John in Dothan. Coach Summer also talked about how y'all really moved the ball well throughout the season, but once you get in the red zone, having trouble pushing it in, other than getting field goals. Can you put a finger on maybe where y'all getting bogged down a little bit?
I mean, I think a couple penalties here and there. I mean, I think last game we had two red zone penalties that backed us up. And then I missed the throw to Jabri last game as well. They'd probably score. So I think it's just really locking in down there and focusing really on getting the ball in the end zone.
Hey Gunnar, it's Josh. What have you seen from Texas State on defense to kind of give team challenge?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with them is they're going to play really hard. Like all the games I've watched and the cut-ups I've watched, they've played really hard. Their D-line is very active. Their secondary has some experience, and their linebackers are big, and they play hard, and they're going to play physical.
Gunnar, it's Nick down in Dothan. How would you kind of assess the way you guys have performed as an offense this year, maybe against last year, I guess, in the first half of the season versus this year?
I think that the guys on offense are a lot more comfortable with what we're doing this year. I mean, with it being the second year that everybody's in the offense, I think Kamani really got going earlier this year than he did last year for sure, and I think that's been the biggest thing that's helped us out. Like we've been getting him the ball, and it's opened up so much for the run game and the pass game. So I think that's one of the biggest things that we're really feeding him and letting him do his thing, and that's opened it up for everybody.
Last thing I have, I know that the offensive line has been big the past couple games. I don't think many tackles for losses allowed or even sacks. Just how important has that been for you guys to, have time obviously to throw in the pocket, but obviously holes for Kamani to find and get big gains?
Yeah, and we've had no sacks the past 3 weeks, and I think we had 3 tackles for loss, and that was against Army in the fourth quarter, and there was a minute left, and they had 10 people in the box. So, I mean, I wouldn't really count 2 of those. So I think we had 1 TFL last week and 0 sacks. So, I mean, the offensive line they've been working really hard, and they've played awesome the past 3 weeks. They played awesome all year, but the past 3 weeks they've played really good ball.
Gunnar, I know you guys kind of don't get up or the mentality doesn't change for the opponent that you're playing, but how are you approaching this week's game against Texas State, just knowing that you two are, towards the top of the Sun Belt West standings?
Yeah, it's kind of the same situation as last year. Like we're going into any game. I mean, we'd already lost a conference game last year. We've already lost one this year. We're going to treat every game the same from here on out. They're conference games. Call them ring games. If we want to get to the championship, we have to win every one of them. So, and we control our own destiny. So we can do it.
Javon, it's Jamal in Montgomery at WSFA. How beneficial, first of all, was the bye week for you personally?
Well, yeah, the bye week is always a key factor in a football season, and it's always important how you use it. So I took it very serious, and I think it was very beneficial to me and my teammates. We used it well. Coach Summerall definitely helped us out a lot, and he gave us a good bit to be able to where we can go out there and still play fresh, and but at the same time be able to go and take care of our bodies, because at the end of the day, that's all you got, and you only get one.
Hey Javon, it's Josh from Messenger. Texas State is really up tempo and everything. Is that the biggest kind of challenge for you guys defensively?
We done seen a couple tempo teams this year. Georgia State, WKU, they run their offense at a very high pace, and this is just another obstacle. But at the same time, we take care and we make sure we implement that in practice because that's very important. Because tempo is something that you have to take in mind. They're calling their plays fast. We got to get our plays fast. We got to get guys lined up. So from a whole, we just have to make sure we take advantage of that aspect of because they will be limited in the play calling when you kind of go a little tempo. So that's about it. But tempo is definitely something you have to look out for, and they do a good job of it. They get their guys lined up. O-linemen get to the hash really quick, so we just got to match their intensity.
Javon, just really quickly again for me, Gunnar just kind of talked about the mentality that you guys approach every single week out with, knowing that you already have one conference loss. He said he called it, every single game from here on out is a ring game.
Yep.
How would you assess the way that you guys approach every single game from here on full?
Yes, sir. So, like Gunnar said, every game is definitely a ring game because we have 5 conference games left, and if we want to meet our end goal, which is of course the championship, we have to take every game from here on very serious. And I'm not worried about anybody except Texas State, So that's the mindset, and Coach Summerall and the whole staff, they really pushed that on us on focusing on the task at hand. Our strength and conditioning coach, Coach Whip, is very assertive when it comes to things like that. So we have a bunch of guys last year that was on that team that understand that feeling of winning a championship for the town of Troy, and it's something very special. And in order to do that again, we have to take this game serious. That's all. Just one day at a time. Got to worry about Monday, then Tuesday, then so on and so forth.
Javon, you guys have been so good this season defensively when it comes to the amount of points you've given up, especially the last 3 weeks, obviously. What's the key to try and continue that the way you guys have been playing?
Yeah. Shout out to Coach G. Shout out to all of our coaches on the defensive side of the ball, Coach Summerall. But as much as I want to give us so much credit, there's so much we have to work on as a defense in order for us to be where we want to be and to be so electric like we can. And we done put some appointed some great numbers. But as far as it could have all been better. Like you go back and look at film, there's always something we could do better. And so as a defense, we take that personally, and we try to improve on those things and try to establish our way as being a great defense that this Detroit defense can be. We have a lot of people last year that was on that defense, and that even ferocious, it was actually nasty. So we want to be able to implement the same thing, and we're growing. We're growing every week. We're getting better every week, and that's the most important thing is improvement at the end of the day. Because if you're the same as week one, it's not going to be beneficial to you in the end. So we take this opportunity very serious, and the achievements are great, but you have to look at the negatives in order to get better.
Hey, Javon, this is John in Dothan. Assuming y'all have already looked at some film on Texas State, what are your impressions on T.J. Finley?
Oh, I think he's a great quarterback, great size, 6'7", very very big quarterback. Has an amazing arm. And I think he takes control of the offense well, especially on the tempo. I think he gets them lined up, gets guys, communicates the call very well. I think he plays well with what he has, his weapons. His receivers are very shifty. Plays well with the running back and the O-line they have. So I think he fits their system very well. It's definitely going to be a task to slow him down and to be able to get him, give him different looks, be able for him to see. And I think that's going to be the main thing. Just be able to make sure we get tackling, get people on the ground. He's a big guy, so we got to make sure we try to get him on the ground. 6'7", 250. That's the DN right there. That's me. But that's a really big guy, and he takes very control of Texas State's offense.
Javon, you guys have 17 sacks this season. Obviously, you have 5.5 leading the team. Just kind of talk about, I guess, maybe an inner competition for you guys on the front line, trying to get after the quarterback and being the one to take him down every play.
Yes, sir. We take D-line. We take that very serious when it comes to getting the quarterback on the ground because it absolutely disrupts the offense, and we want to be able to be that that thing for the defense where we can they can rely on us to get there. So we're definitely going to get some things planned up to get things drawn up to get back there. Yeah, we take that very serious. Getting the quarterback on the ground is probably one of the biggest things you could do for a defense, just how much it sets them back. And me and my guys, we're definitely going to work hard this week. It's all about preparation to get there and be able to get things lined up and get TJ Finley on the ground.
Sorry, Javon, I just have one more. When you guys get an offense like Texas State, puts up a lot of points on the board, does the defense maybe look forward to that challenge of trying to, shut them down?
Absolutely, absolutely. Going against a great offense only makes our defense better. We look at what we have to do and the opponent at hand, and we have to take that opportunity. We have to seize it, because if you don't, it'll creep up on you, and like they say, they can make plays. So our defense, we look at it as an opportunity. We don't look at it like, we're worried. No, it's an opportunity. Everything is an opportunity. In this life, we have to take a chance, and we prepare the right way. We'll make sure we focus on the little things, their details. They do some really good things well, and we just have to be able to do things better, and just get people on the ground, tackle well, communicate well. Like I said, the tempo can throw little things off, but that's where preparation comes in for the whole week.